Greetings and salutations. I'm Ben. Welcome to Canucks with Guitars with your host, me, Ben. That's right. Tom's just running a little late. He'll be back. I'm doing a slightly different setup here. Infrastructure, folks. You know, I brought a desk in today. Yes, a desk. I'm creating an actual workspace within this, and hopefully it's clear for now. Well, must be. BC Rich can see the shirt. Yeah, that's right. As promised. We're rocking the boner. Wow, I am looking paunchy. Wow, how'd that happen? Enough about that here. There. Yeah. So, yeah, Tom just said 1 minute. Perfect. There we are. All right. Who do we have in the chat? I'm going to scroll way back to 6:36 p.m. Eastern. We've got Will Varela saying, not sure if I'll be here tonight, but if that occurs, I promise to catch the replay, Benito. Have fun, everyone. That's an order. That's not a suggestion, folks. So you better have fun. You know, like, subscribe, share even. Zach Thong's here. Awesome to see Zach here as always. Gear Junkie 35 is going to be catching us on the replay. Hope your workday on the Tuesday is going okay. Workday on the Tuesday is going okay. Yeah, that's kind of right. I don't know. It's redundancy and rhymes. We got our Hungarian homie Music Therapy Laz in the house. Charles 75N. Terry's 351 G's. Martin Lemaire. Excuse me. L&M Guitar Corner. Troy Alcorn. Awesome. Crenard, the Albanian assassin. Still waiting on that email. Billy Baloney is here. Awesome. Cushman, NYC. JP Page Dos. JP Page 2. Did I mention him? Well, he's worth mentioning twice. He's got 2 in his name. Dave Lewis is here. BC Rich 581. Thomas Santiago. Thomas Santiago. Hey, Thomas Santiago. Thomas Santiago. Hey. All right, we've got Eddie Van Haskell, Dan of New Jersey, Don DeShane. Man, we got a 2 for. There's EC Painter, Randy Crooks, and James. I was going to say parts unknown because no last name, but he's just from Phoenix, so he's in Tone territory. We got Fruitcake Tony here. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, a desk, Terry. I know, a desk. Sean Zimmerman. All right. So, you know, if you want to get a shout out, say hello. We got 26 people in here. And I think I said hi to all 26 of you. Randy Crooks is multitasking. He's lurking with the Canucks with Guitars folks while cooking dinner. That's right. Tone territory half ace. You know, because we know Lawrence of the Pedals is down there. I was talking with Lawrence earlier today. Hey, guess what? He's finally sending a faceplate for the old Hayseed demo. I'm curious to see if the faceplate says Hayseed or Luster, because as far as I'm concerned, that's a Hayseed. It was a Hayseed when I received it. It was a Hayseed when I did the demo. So that's what's up with that. 30 people watching. Nice. Hope everyone, you know, managed to, well, obviously you all survived today because you're all here. Awesome. Having some wine tonight. Again, I was feeling, get a little Labatt's Molson belly? Yeah, well, Labatt's belly. Oh, yeah. Hello, Tim Thomas. I believe new name on the channel. Or welcome. If not, either way, welcome. Thanks for coming. Please like and subscribe. We got Keith H here. We've got Super Gigawatt himself. Actually, Super Duper Gigawatt. Because he's having that good a day, folks. Super Duper Gigawatt. Let me know how the voice is, because the microphone used to be right here, and now it's, well, you know, yeah, I can touch it. I'm literally just touching it. It's cameras here. Well, obviously, cameras right there. We got a light right here. We got a microphone. We got the laptop. Got the desk. We got autofocus issues. All right. Cool Tunes Made Easy, and the fuel button, and Vin's RJ. They were using the carpool lane. Clearly. Nice. So what's up, folks? Got any questions? Just curious. Oh. Is it? Could it be? Should it be? Tis.
What's up?
What's up, Ben Tom?
What's going on, man?
You know, it was funny. You know, I messaged you the other day about a certain apparatus you were using last week, and we needed further information from our good friend of the channel, Rex. As he says, I'm watching the Ben show.
Yeah, right. So what were his thoughts?
Our Habs. He says, you're a solid ad on Nez Says. Well, thank you very much. That says something because those boys, they know stuff. They're smart.
You know stuff too, though. You know a lot of stuff. So how you been, man?
Far more sober than me when we do the shows. Hey, it's Tinkerbell. Forgot to mention Tinkerbell.
So I got to tell you what happened. I'll be late for my own funeral. That's for sure. Everyone knows that. But I will tell you, this is the honest truth. I'm just about to go hop on. I'm like, I get a good 15 minutes, which for me is like having tons of time.
Sure.
And my dad calls and says, driving tomorrow to Massachusetts with your mom, and I'm trying to get the directions on my laptop, blah, blah, blah. And my laptop's just not working. It's like freezing up and doing this and that. So I was just connecting remotely to my dad's laptop about 4 minutes ago.
Nice. Nice. Hey, Janice.
It was a quick fix, so we're good.
Good to see Janice in here. Blackjack guitar. He's not a nut anymore. He's cured of that. He's just blackjack guitar now.
Just blackjack.
Super Gigawatt asks, Ben, what kind of guitar picks do you use? Well, as of lately, there's a variety I use.
What's your favorite? Are you going to show us all of them?
I don't know. All right, so this is a Band Lab white Dunlop. They're similar to the Premier Guitar ones. You know, they're a little thinner.
Cool.
It's what Caleb uses from Nerd Halen. A little thinner, great for the old pick slides.
Like a
but
point
lately, I've really been into the come on.
Oh, nice.
The Master 8 picks.
Yeah.
From I get these through Tesi Switch, available at tesiswitch.com down below, folks. Use coupon code Canucks and you can save 15% on the same picks that I use. These are made in Japan, so you know everything made in Japan is better.
So made in Japan. I can become a full-time Master 8er as well.
I think I sent Terry one of these picks, so he can be a bit of a control. But like the printing on it,
yeah,
they used almost like a rubberized, so it's grippier.
Oh.
So it's not just like it's straight silk screen or something. And they did a little etching in there, like the fancy logo you see is also etched in it.
So you get some grip.
At least on that one. Are these both the same? Because I got the pointy tip and the rounded. Nope, got two of the same in my hand. Makes sense because why not with me?
Do you prefer to Master 8 with one or the other?
Well, it depends on the mood I'm in. Sometimes I like the pointier tip. Sometimes I like it a little rounded off, a little more girth at the attack level.
Sometimes you like a little pointier, a little spikier,
Exactly.
What's up, Greg?
I went to grab a bunch of picks I used to have on my mic stand, but I was just saying I moved my mic. My mic is now, because I have a desk. Whoa, I have a desk. So we got a microphone, a light, and a camera. That's it. The thing you can see me with. Craig Tomlinson's here as well as Terry Himes. Again,
you're all fancy.
Hey, sis. Well, I'm just going to talk about Andy. Yes, Andy's April Fool's video. That was pretty good. Dave. I love Andy. Andy's great. Andy called me a loudmouth at the last NAMM show, and he was right because he was live streaming for Tolman out front of NAMM the day before NAMM started. My sister was in the live chat, and she heard me right away, just blah, 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 because I'm standing 20 feet away, but half deaf, just talking away my outside voice. Of course. And there's poor Andy trying to do his live stream, remote on location. And my sister's just like.
Was his April Fool's the one about Boss doing a collaboration with Klon?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. I did see that. That was good. But had the Photoshop and everything. I did see that.
Six String Brian. I missed Six String Brian's show tonight. I got to watch that on replay. Apparently new gear. I don't know. I'm curious. Yeah. He doesn't buy crap. Billy Baloney's been using the same orange Dunlop picks for years. My dad used to use the orange Dunlops. A little too thin for me.
I think that's what I have. I have yellow, orange, and something else.
I find they have a little too much of that effect of a hockey card in the bicycle spokes.
I think they're good for a lot of things, but it depends what you want to use it for. But I've been trying these 0.6, and then what's the other one? 0.73. But then I always go back and use these Jazz 3 that are like a max grip. You have the little, so it doesn't fall out of your hand.
That is correct, sis. I do remember that. Yes, I was talking with Rhett Shull and Zach Broyles briefly.
Nice.
And Six Green Brian was standing there too, actually. We met up there too at the same time.
Cool.
Yeah. I think I tried a tusk pick. Let me go grab the Bolo picks.
I used to do like the 2 and 3 mil, but I think now I can't do anything more than about a mil.
I've tried that. China Mike sent me some chicken picks, and I was just like,
I dig this too. Oh, you can't see it. It's green. You got to trust me. It's the green Tortex 0.88. Oh, that's cool.
What I used to use with One Day to Live. They're 1 mil.
Nice.
In glitter. Well, actually, yeah, it's glitter on one side. They're actually like a clear red. Well, it's a clear red one. Or you'd have the prism effect. Very
nice.
Frehley-esque. And these got tossed into the crowds like crazy because I bought these on clearance from Ardens because they really suck. So, I was like, I'll buy them all. And they're like, really? I was like, yeah, because I'm just going to toss them out into the crowds anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
Tusk. Let's see here.
I think it depends too. It depends if you're going to be picking a lot or if you're going to be strumming or.
Oh, I found a Van Halen pick in here. In the plastic. I think that's
there you go.
From the 2012 tour.
Cool.
I don't know why that's in there. That shouldn't be in there. I hate it when you accidentally grab one. I'm like, oh, that's a famous person's pick. Why is that in with my regular picks?
These are the best of the glow in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah, the premier guitar ones, because I grabbed like 200 of these. So.
Oh, cool. What's up, Mike Capsimelis?
Here's a 3.5 mil chicken pick. I used it briefly.
I can't do those thick ones. I used to when I was like 16 or 17. I
wanted to try them out. China Mike sent me some. He had extras.
I do dig those Swiss,
out of Australia.
Swiss picks. I just wear them down so quick. I get like, I don't know if you can see this, but wrong button.
There you go,
cool.
Tony.
Nice. I get this thing where it's like a little bit right there wears down. See it? See where it's gray? Right. And then you flip it over and the other side right here wears down.
The Nuge.
Like I only pick on that one edge, I guess. But yeah, they're great when they work. I swear I need two though. I need like something between a 0.6 and a 0.88, and then I need something small and pointy.
0.73s. Those are the white ones. I think they're 0.73s. That's something.
0.73 for me is this one, the yellow, but they're the.
I don't know what this is, but it's tie dye and it says "Made in Portland." Let's see if it'll focus.
I dig that. That's cool. I officially don't trust my camera though, because you have to believe me. This is like.
There we go.
This is the standard. Oh, that's really cool. This is the standard Dunlop Tortex, and it looks almost. The yellow looks almost orange in this camera.
Right.
I don't know why it's it's put it next to
the original Dava picks.
Oh no, they both look orange. Oh yeah, I remember those.
They're kind of cool.
Whatever happened to them? They still going?
I don't know. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but you can clearly see my wear pattern on this pick.
Oh yeah. For sure. Yeah, you can see
that would be after a set or two. When you're playing Les Pauls around your knees.
Although I agree with what you said at the start of the pick talk that the thinner ones, like the real thin, like this 0.60,
they're too slappy.
Are really but they're really good for pick slides. I agree.
Yeah. Okay, so the orange Dunlops are a 60 because I've just found one. Hey, 9 fathoms. Good to see you, man.
Here you go. Ready? Hand it to me. Pass it over. Pass it over. Ready?
I was like, wow, this thing's really stiff for an orange Dunlop. Then I realized it's probably one of my dad's.
Can you hand me that one,
it's just going to crack in half.
Can you hand me that orange one?
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I can see how.
I got a yellow 73 too, if you want.
Oh yeah. Can you hand me that one?
There you go.
Thanks. Here you go. Here, I'll hand them back to you. Ready? There you go.
Oh, thanks, man.
There you go.
Let's put them back in here. Holy crap, we got multiple orange. Wow. Yeah, see, that was the other problem. They
Yes.
warp over time.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Let's talk picks. Fruitcake Tony says. All right.
Well, you can tell where you bend it.
Here's one from the band Bloody Diamonds out of Nova Scotia, Ontario.
Wow, that's cool. The name.
They were on tour. They were without Herb. I happen to have. Guys said, well, here, take some pics and the CDs and stuff as payment. I'm like, don't worry about it. It's like, it's all good. You'll get you down the road. Wow, I can actually see the bottom of the bowl here, right? I need to get more pics. We need another NAMM show.
I know.
Clearly, I don't use the Fender 71s because they're still in the plastic. A multi-pack.
I'm curious. Does Fender still sell? They used to sell. Now, a lot of times they only sold it to music stores, but they used to sell. It was literally like one of those little candy jars where it opens it at like a 3/4 angle.
Right.
They would sell it filled with picks. You could buy it. I think it had like light, medium, and heavy, and they were all jumbled up. But when I was at school, they used to give them to the professors at the music school just to kind of trying to get them to buy Fender stuff.
That's an original Tusk.
There you go. So we'd walk in and just grab freaking handfuls, but I'm like, God, that must be like a couple $100 for one of those things now. It's got like, I think 2,000 picks in it or something.
It's a Graphtec on the other side. Nice thing is they really raise the lettering a lot. So it's actually, that's your grip level. Oh God, what was that? That must have been for classical guitar. Jim Dunlop. I know this from high school. Yeah, a USA Nylon 46.
Wow. It's like
hey, Mike Leesberg.
You said it's a 46?
Yeah, 46.
That's
I know I used to have some 38s too.
Soft,
like literally just for
right?
classical. That's all they were used for.
Makes sense.
Wow, that's God. An original V pick.
There you go.
You can tell because they don't look anything like that now, and look how worn down it is.
Yeah. What are those? Like a 2 mil, 3 mil, something like that?
It says Tradition UL, and it's maybe a mil. It's not even a mil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's super thin.
It looks like a villa in Belize.
The Ohio Speed Pick. These were actually twisted.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Do you have any? What's the other H pick? Herco? Is that the other one? Herco picks?
This one's just got, it's got some Asian writing. Like I literally, someone gave this to me back in high school. This is pre-jazz picks and stuff. Like,
oh wow, it's like yeah.
I bet you that pick I got it given to me in like 1990. It just has a U.S. patent number on the back. Like that's like how legit it was.
One or something, you know.
Cushman's gassing for Jay's Masses Jazzmaster. Well, I hope you saw Aaron's last night. Ooh, there's an original a Gibson pick. Mando pick type thing.
I remember those little teardrop shaped ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff in here.
So how was your day, man? Did you have anything exciting or fun you did today?
Moved the desk in, went grocery shopping. Here's your OG Gravity picks back when they were only a 0.9 mil. I don't know what, like how, like some of these picks have got to be 20, 30 years old in here.
Probably.
And of course, a random O-ring because, you know, just in case you need an O-ring. I don't know why that's in here. Oh, and of course, we'll wrap things up with, of course.
There you go. Pick a destiny.
Hey, Judy H.
I have to go and buy some little red O-rings because the medical device, let's just say, that is a vaporizer, the O-ring thing that holds the top part on. I was cleaning it out. Obviously, it flew off into the trash, and I realized like 2 days later, trash was gone.
You were mentioning like the fish bowl full of picks. You used to be able to buy TV picks. The problem was they would do that after about 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Or you scrape the pick. You ever get a pick so cheap? You do a pick slide, and you get the indent of your E and A string.
Indent? I've worked through further than the width of the string. Like,
wow.
And it's like, leave the pick. Like, you could stick picks into the pick.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
What's up, Cushman?
Yeah, I'm old, Craig. I know, I'm old. Oh, and there you go, Amanda. Just so you know, this sat on Nana's coffee table when Dad was growing up as a child. It's one of his few possessions from as a child. I was like, that is going to be the classiest pick bowl.
Candy bowl and pick bowl.
Yep.
Billy Baloney said it's new amp week. For him, he's getting a Toemaster Deluxe on its way.
Nice.
Congratulations. Or Deluxe Toemaster, yeah.
Nice. Let's
All
see
the
what we got.
tones of
Vintage Fender picks from the 90s are the bomb. Nice. I thought that Summer NAMM is still a big old question mark. Yeah, it's on the books, but I don't know.
What do you think? I don't see it happening.
I don't know. I'm not going. I know that. So it's really irrelevant to me. That's the way if I'm not going, Tom, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. No FOMO. If you're not there, you're not there. Oh, well, right? That's how I feel.
Exactly. I'm just working on getting through this year, and let's get on to next year. Excellent question. Yes, because it is a live. We're live. It's a Q&A. Cool Tunes Made Easy asks, any opinions on the Telecaster Player Series? Looking for my first Tele. Yeah, I love them. I thought they were just, when the Player Series came out, I was like, so why are these supposedly crappier than the US, the professionals?
Yeah.
No, they're great. I love them.
I haven't had my hands on one, but everyone I've heard and seen people review. I mean, they seem really good. They look good.
Me of your, there we go, your OG Mexican Teles.
Okay.
Before there was lines. What is it? It's a Mexican Tele. Yeah, but which one? No, it's a Mexican Tele. Like, that's it. Yep. Which was a Mexican-built professional.
Yep.
I figured as much, Craig. Judy prefers 73s for picks. Now, see, you're probably into the 80s shred and pick slides, aren't you, Judy? I know. You're probably rocking a Kramer.
73 is a good, kind of splits that difference between those 88s and the 60.
Yep. For the longest time, I used 1 mils forever and a day. 1 mils because those things for rhythm playing, like Les Paul with 11s, play a 1 mil pick, forget about it. You're playing all night.
Doesn't get stuck.
Now, granted, I wore down the side of those
purple
Dunlops. I went through purple Dunlops, like, at least
I used to use purple Dunlops too. Yep. Those are great.
I think I pulled out. This is from one night of playing.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see all the serrations. There you go.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
There you go. Now you can see them. Yeah.
Yeah. And I apparently flipped it over because if you look, there's serrations on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. And yes, that is blood on that one.
I still have one practice amp that has blood on it.
Overzealous pick slide. The problem with thick picks, because they suck for pick slides, you got to get just right and really dig in. And so I really dug in, hence the fraying. Pick fell over, and all I did was pick slide my knuckle on my fingers and thumb, which just started, of course, just shredding blood all over. And all of a sudden I was like, wow, my pick is like sticking to my fingers. This is amazing. It's the grippiest pick ever. I look over and I'm playing the white Tele, which was just all of a sudden it looked like a Kramer. Nice blood splatter.
Well, no, it probably looked like one of the splatter Kramer Teles, right? The ones they do on purpose, the splatter house ones.
Yeah.
Where they take the red paint over a white guitar and they just with a brush to get that effect.
John just changed says, holy Christ, were you scraping on razor wire? No, nines.
Before it goes away here, Ben, Milt T's asking, you can answer first. Is there any amp you would want if you could have anything that's out there on the market? Yep. I don't need anything, but I have an answer, but I want to hear what you say first.
Yep. There's several amps I'd love to let's say you probably want one of every Friedman, for instance, but I'd really like a JJ Jr. because I think I could use that amp. It's not like, I want an OG Plexi. Well, why? Are you going to gig with it? Like, no. But I love a JJ Jr. I've always been a fan of the Soldano /5150. So, that.
Oh yeah.
We'll say that family. I'd love to have a high gain amp like that.
How about an SL30, the 30-watt one? Same preamp
I
as SL100.
Matchless, they're nice. They got that Voxy type thing. But again, you always hear the original Matchless are the ones you got to have.
$7,000. I looked at one yesterday.
Yeah. Rev,
I mean, like a legit 90, like 91 to 95, hand wired, original OG one. Yeah.
See, now, Rev, for all the advertising and all the product placement, is anybody gigging with Revs? You'd think by now there would be somebody from some band that would be endorsing and using Revs all over the place.
Yeah. See, I guess maybe I have a different perspective. Like if I was playing gigs all the time and doing this and playing out and,
Hey, Mike.
I'd want something that was just reliable, that I didn't have to spend
Capsum
money
Ellis.
on.
That's it. Remember,
there you go. People might spend, spill shit on it. But all the stuff I would potentially buy would be stuff that I would just be leaving at home. So there's nothing I really do need, but if it was.
My sister's like, I need an amp. I just need any amp that works. And by the time I look around, I'm like, oh, what do we got here? And then immediately I look back, and not from Ben. He's giving me enough. I wouldn't mind trying the Dirty Shirley Mini. I don't think I've played that one. Those Mess Boogie Mark series, they're nice. JTMs. I didn't bond with, I shouldn't say. I've never played a JTM, but I played a JTM pedal, and I did not like the pedal at all. So I'd be curious to try an actual JTM. Hey, Kyan. Milt. Hughes and Kentners? Yeah, they're great. They have a sound, a good sound. Alex Lifeson rocked the H&Ks for years. Yeah, they're decent. I remember them in the 90s. Hughes and Kentners were your poor man's Marshall. Or actually more your poor man's Mesa, because they could do the high gainy stuff.
I've just always been more into traditional amps or variations on ones. I think the newest probably for me would probably be like something in the 80s, but it's probably a modified version of something older.
I'd like I always think I'd like it like a Jose modded Marshall, but he modded mostly plexis, and I seem to gravitate. I've realized more now, like playing Lawrence's 68 pedal versus the 87s stuff.
Yeah.
I gravitate more towards the JCM tone stack, I think. I need that extra little oomphy. Now, Jose modded JCM. What did he do with those? That's what I'd like to know.
See, I've never been like, I had a JCM 800, like it was an 84, 83, 84, whatever. It was a 2204, but it had the 6550 tubes in it. Yeah. So it was only 2 tubes, but about 100 watts. Clean as hell, great sounding. But I was never a huge fan of the EL34, 2203, 2204s. Mm-hmm. I always kind of preferred, now I love the 87 pedal, but I always kind of preferred more of the Plexi DNA or the Super Lead DNA and then throwing a pedal on top.
Apparently my sister has a whole shopping list. Well, definitely come by here for a mic stand. Jeez, I got enough of them. I can lend you one.
I've been through all that, though. I mean, I had an original block logo 5150 a month after they came out in the 90s. And then I had I told you I had the JCM 800 and I had a Bogner Ecstasy and all kinds of stuff I got rid of. But
speaking of which, I saw Sean Hurwitz is having a little bit of ground noise with his favorite Bogner. And he's like, anybody in the LA area that could take a quick look at it? I'm thinking Dave Friedman.
Dave Friedman, there you go.
Because he doesn't care what the logo says on the amp. He's as much an amp tech as he is the owner of an amp company.
Right.
Because he's a gear nerd as much as we are.
He's like one of the few guys that references the original RCA manual when he's talking about circuits.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, Dwight. The issue with the JCM is it'll singe your eyebrows off. Well, that's good, isn't it?
Only thing I don't like about a Super Elite is
same here, Seth. I have a list of pedals I want and can't afford it either.
you got to have it up to at least 5, 6, maybe 7. What's up, Dwight?
I was saying before you joined in too. Apparently, I got a text from Mr. Pedals today, and he's like, "Just so you know, I finally sent out your faceplate." And I was like, "Oh," because I remember I was razzing about that on live stream, and he's like, "Yeah, I sent out your faceplate, just standard mail. I'll keep an eye on it," type thing. I was like, "Oh, right on." But what I want to know is he sending me an original Hayseed plate or a luster plate? Because as far as I'm concerned, that's a Hayseed, not a luster.
Yeah, mine's a Hayseed plate. Okay,
mine better be curious. Oh dear Lord, exactly. Pops! Effing James in the house.
I can't believe I had 6 days off of work and it just fell apart. I ended up just doing all this stuff and projects and cleaning up around the house and nothing I wanted to do. But I was supposed to, what's up, Quentin? I was supposed to paint today, but I didn't paint, but you'll know what I mean, Ben. I taped. I did some very, very pain in the ass annoying taping for about 3 hours today.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Razor blade. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. L&M says mine is also a Hayseed. And I still don't know if I'm actually going to mount the faceplate on it or not, because I might just, unscrew the nuts for the pots, place it on, because that way, if I'm ever gigging, I got to have it just plain Jane to be that.
Oh, yeah.
Guy. What's that? Oh, it's just a thing. Like, don't worry.
It's something we're working on. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a guy. What do you mean you got a guy? You ever heard of LPD Pedals? Yeah. He's my guy.
You just get, the old, before like the tape labeling you have now, the old ones where it was like it actually printed on it, like it was, I forget what they are, but like it was that waxy type paper. You need that kind of like on the old, like those, those Dumbleoid pedals from Shin's Music. They use that old plastic style tape on it. It's all hand done. You just need to like write proto on the top and like a little label, and that's it. That's it. Nothing on the knobs. You're like, yeah, I know what it does. Don't worry about it.
Well, there we go. Live gassing as we speak. We're at the top of the show. Cushman was going on how he wanted a J Massis Jazzmaster. He apparently just ordered a J Massis Jazzmaster.
There you go.
Nice. Love it. Love it.
Yes, I do remember hearing Hayseed, Dixie, Michael East. I've heard them. Yep. Pretty good. And Craig Tomlinson asked if it was a honey.
Cushman's guitar purchase, because why not?
Craig Tomlinson asked if it was, he said the old honeydew list. Well, I don't have a honey here to give me a honeydew list. It was the old
self-imposed honeydew list.
It was the old self-imposed single parent, gotta go back to work tomorrow and don't want to do it when I come home from work tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, I did. We moved the desk over, rearranged the studio a little bit. Thanks again, Mark Taft, for the hand with that. Sold Mark a pedal while he was here.
There you go. Boner Jam's coming in right at the right minute.
Jesus Chris of Latter-day Saints. Look at that sexy fiend. Also, Ben, that color looks phenomenal on you. Holla! Holla, holla, holla. Holla, holla, holla. Yes, and we want to throw that out there. I did mention that when I was over yesterday. The kind comments regarding Sam on unofficial unboxer of the channel, it seems, at the very least. Yeah, it came up in conversation because she, being 7 years old now, she likes to say, "Just so you know, Tom, just so you know," one of those. You know how it is. Just so you know. And I was like, she mentioned that in the unboxing video. And the man just like, no. And I'm like, yep.
That was the best.
Just so you know.
The best though was when she's pushing the string through just a little bit, and you're like, all right, you can do the whole thing. You can keep going. No, I'm gonna do it my pace. Yep. You're like, you can push it all through. No, do it the way I want to do it. It's like right on. She was giving you the look like
fret level midnight.
She was giving you that look like I got this. Happy.
Just so you know, fret level midnight's here, and he's looking at getting an Octopus.
Oh,
now the key to the Octopus is it doesn't track worth shite. That's half the fun, but I found it's like dialing in the old resonance knob on a 5150 head. If you run your regular volume, actually I run it just a little past noon, so it's a slight push. For some reason, I like to run the tone just a hair past noon as well, just to brighten it up a hair, and then run the octave at about 2/3 of the volume that your dry signal is. So it just brings it in. You just roll it in. Not so much you hear it skipping around, but you just bring it in. That's right, Billy. I like to call this one getting my head right.
It's like when delays and reverbs, they talk about having that pillow or that cloud. Just you're not hearing it as much as it's filling in the little bit of space. It's making it more comfortable to play,
Exactly. Hey, Han 36 Solo. She could have got it from Phil McKnight, just so you know. Oh, okay. So if someone's within earshot, I think it's time for Sam to go to bed. Just saying.
There you go.
I think it's time. Sour watermelon. Ooh, nice.
Wow.
Nice. Oh, I saw something
Red
today.
Level Midnight, I'm jealous. Is he in Canada? Because he said he's a grower too. Or maybe he's just in a state.
Good question.
If not, maybe he's in a country or a state where he can.
I can see that, BC Rich. Yeah.
I can see that too. She definitely reminds me of a young Bindi as well.
Oh, what was it? Where was it going? Oh yeah. So I saw the strain today. Are you familiar with jet fuel?
Yes, they just started getting in this area.
Dude, it was more purple than green.
Yeah, I haven't had it yet. I want to get it sold out in like 2 hours here.
It was insane. Nope, he's in the South where it ain't legal either. Well,
Okay, there you go.
That's just the modern day Mountain Kool-Aid.
I know.
Just listen to the lyrics of Copperhead Road. It starts out with the old, corn whiskey, and she ends up planting up the holler down at Copperhead Road.
There you go. Well, keep safe, Red Level Midnight. I'm right there with you, man. Hopefully, eventually they'll get it. I heard New York State just
time for October to go to bed too. Yes, Rory, it's your bedtime too. Sam, Rory, bedtime, both of you. There we go. I did my part. Nice. What do we got here? 38.
I had some.
We have 51 people watching. There's Mahogany. So if we got 51 watching, I don't need the perfection. 50 thumbs up's fine on 51 watching. So we got
that
51.
works.
Sam says, "Yep, good. Love you, Sam."
Billy Baloney is medical in Ohio. That's what I have in Pennsylvania. Medical. Way too expensive though. I added up how much I had to spend in the last, just in the year 2020, and I almost threw up.
I think eventually you'll see prices. Well, you know what? If traditionally prices were pricier in your area, because that's what I saw, because that's what the government literally did was they literally said, "Hey, what's street value of herb?" They're like, "Oh, it's about $10 a gram," right? Yeah. What did they do? They looked at the cost of sales tax. So they did basically, so with tax, it's $10 a gram.
That's what they did here too. But you know what really sucks? So there's only one, there's probably two or three, but there's one really good, and I'm not going to get into naming which places I like, but there's one really good producer in Pennsylvania. And they use, are you familiar, Ben, with living soil and reusing, reusing your soil that has the right macrobiotics and stuff. And it just makes better plant when you grow it.
Right.
It also makes it $75 for an eighth. 75 US for an eighth. And I bought it one time and I'm like, yeah, this is primo shit, but it should not be $75 for 3.5 grams.
Mike's going for a jam in a couple of weeks. Awesome, Mike. Great
over $20 a gram, I'm out.
No. Yeah. The most used to be in the mid 90s at bars. It was 2 for $25.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's interesting. Billy Baloney says prices came down there in Ohio.
Whoa. Where is High 36 in Canada or is he out west? 98.75.
No, he's in New York. He's in New York,
he
said.
But New York just made theirs legal. That's why.
Yeah, that's like Black Friday.
Han 36, if you're in New York, do you guys have recreational as well now? I believe you do. Okay. Yeah. Someone was just telling me that.
Might be I would think that's about right because it always seemed to be twice the cost. Like Forget about
$100
exchange rate.
Yeah.
You know, what's $50 here is $100 there. What went for
Exactly.
60 here is 120 there. Except California, there's so much out there. Some stuff they're about the same. Some are more. A lot
But
are
it's weird. If you go to big cities that are expensive, like when I was in San Francisco, it's every bit as expensive as it is in Pennsylvania.
Ah, okay.
Because you're in the city.
Okay, Hans 36 Solos in Washington State, I think.
See, the only thing I can get for 45 and eighth here is some CBD bullshit or some dried out horse shit.
But the nice thing is, it's only 25 for an eighth on the black market now.
Well, see, that's the problem. I work, you know, and the type of work I do, and
I can't see
everything else. I can't mess with black market here.
Dude, I think I take an eighth with me when I go out to visit friends. You know what I mean? Like I take an eighth with me because that covers me and a buddy or two.
Cushman said he has a med card in Jersey. My brother lives in New Jersey. He has a place in Belmar, and then he has another house in now in Collingswood, closer to Philly. But I'm thinking about just doing that if they allow people to grow in New Jersey. I just have my brother grow for me, maybe. See if I can get
Michael
him
to grow your own. Yeah, I don't know how the states are for that because here, you know, we can in Canada. That was part of it.
Michael B, I would if I could, but in my state, I'd lose my kids immediately, and it's a mandatory minimum 1 year in prison, and it's a mandatory minimum sentence of 1 to 5 years, but you got to do a full year in prison. I'm not doing a year in prison. So.
Okay, yeah, Michael B grows his own, gave up the card. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Like here, you're allowed 4 plants, and the idea is based off of, you know, hydroponics.
Oh yeah, I'd be going a 20-pound plant
cycle. You know, so you can have 1 plant on the go. You know, every 3 months, you stagger.
But you can also have clones, and they're not going to really bust your balls about it as long as you don't have more than 4 full-grown plants.
Yeah. Okay. So Michael B says legal to 10 plants, 2 if 2 adults. Okay.
Yeah. So it's every legal adult in the house, I think, right?
On a different note, I love my FU-tone bridge. Fret level midnight says, awesome. I love to hear the FU2 bridge is a great bridge.
I'll tell you, the last thing I'll say about it is I'm waiting for Pennsylvania to get off their ass and straighten it out. But I have a feeling that even if Pennsylvania goes full recreational, they're too greedy. This is such a greedy state, the government in Pennsylvania. The state government is so corrupt that I don't think they'll ever do it because it's too much of a profit loss for them if they let you grow your own.
Well, I'd be curious, on one last note too, and I just want to throw it out there to our fellow, greenheads out there.
Max of 10 per household, Michael B said.
Here, traditionally, you would go to your local native reservation for cheap gas, cheap cigarettes.
Yeah. Lucy's,
then,
right?
Of course, as you know, we've got, it looks like Vegas, we've got tons of pot stores. If reservations in the various states, I'm curious, are any reservations in the states currently doing that?
Oh, yeah.
If not, when are they going to get on board? Because they're like, screw it, like we're not under your laws.
They
although I don't know. Like, see, that's the thing in Canada, Indian reservations, like provincial, aka your state police, they can't go on the res.
They can't go on here either, but federal law here supersedes that. That's the problem.
Even the feds, RCMP, can't go on the res.
Technically, you can't go on the res for your feds here, but they will.
Yeah.
But I think they make so much money off of gambling here that they're not even worried about it.
Well, see, that's the thing. Whereas the natives here, they haven't gone the casino route.
Oh, the casino route is like printing money.
Yeah.
Because no one else in most of those areas.
Stores aren't like printing money.
Yeah, that's true too. But well, casino, you don't have any product. Once you have your infrastructure, people just keep spending their money for nothing and keep thinking they're going to win. You know what I mean? There's no product upkeep. All you got to do is have employees and keep the place running, The overhead's much lower. The initial investment's bigger.
Yeah, the gaming machines themselves are, having worked in a casino.
I mean, it's probably a $20 million investment to open the casino to start, at least for a small one. But I bet you make that $20 million back in 5 years,
Nice. Okay, so titanium inserts, noiseless.
With hard 99 plants in Massachusetts, I think, I want to just move to a state like that and just start farming.
Or where Guitar Man 45 is, because you're not going to go through a plant a month.
No, of course not.
Oh, okay, 10 per household. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
That'll work. That's plenty.
Well, there we are. We got some info there. and appreciate it. And we sprinkled in some guitar stuff. So welcome back to Canucks with Guitars.
Ooh,
yeah. Any questions about that? Yeah, of course you can't, Michael B. Yeah, it's all for personal use. Yeah, I don't grow, but somebody gives it to me. So he's not selling it, Tom. He's not selling
there you go.
it. Right?
Exactly. Well, that's what they do in Washington, D.C. down here. They have co-ops like you would with other vegetables, and they just trade. They'll trade you free clones. Like, oh, here's a scented candle that's $35, but it also comes with, a quarter ounce and 2 clones.
Yeah.
But you have to buy the scented candle, or you have to buy the T-shirt and it's got a quarter like clipped into the sleeve,
Yeah.
So it's like $50 for the quarter and the T-shirt.
All right. See you, Martin. Have a good night, my friend.
4 here. I'd grow 6 autos, 4 photos, maximize yields. There you go. There's a guy I've been fret level. There's been a guy I've been watching on YouTube. I'll have to look up what his name is, but he grows with his wife, and he now this is for indoor grows because a lot of states in the U.S. you can't grow outdoor because of neighborhoods and shit like that. But anyway, he had an indoor plant that was 20 pounds. 20 pounds of bud off of an indoor plant. That's insane. He was claiming he had the biggest one on YouTube. I don't know if it's true, but for indoor plants, not outdoor, but because I've seen outdoor plants that were over 25 pounds. That's insane though. But 14 feet high. But this was just very spread out. Obviously,
Hey,
it could only go up.
I thought I went to a Christmas tree farm, and
Yeah.
it wasn't. And that was a month before.
You sent me that picture. He sent me one too. That one where it's like this, and he's got his arm around it. Yeah.
That was
I love
that was the average. Yeah, with a bunch of what looks like my forearms hanging off of it.
There you go. Yeah. Front level says,
"Oh yeah, easy, Terry." I'd say
20 pounds of plant is fucking insane. Yeah, it was crazy. It was probably 8 feet high, and this guy's I don't know if it was his basement or first floor, but 9 or 10 foot ceilings. It was almost at the top, and he had lights all over just this one plant. But also he had topped it very early, and he had trained it out, and he had a trellis, and it was literally all around the trellis. It looked like what you would think 5 or 6 plants would look like, but then you look underneath, and it's just coming from one plant. He had trained it out. What's up, LPD?
Yeah, we got Mr. Pedals here.
I
see Lawrence here. All right, we'll keep talking, Janice. You take out the garbage. So, Lawrence, one of the topics of discussion was I dropped the news on the channel this evening that you have sent me the faceplate for my prototype up here. But the question was, sir, is it a Hayseed plate or a luster plate? Because as far as I'm concerned, that's a Hayseed. Just curious.
I still wanted one that says in cursive, long penis dude pedals. I don't care what pedal it is, just. I saw a pedal yesterday on Reverb that I had never seen. Have you ever seen now apparently the pedal does nothing. I looked at the inside of it, and it's an input and an output jack connected together with an LED. And
there we are.
And a
it's
3.
A plate, Tom.
Oh, there you go. And a 3 DPD, DPDT, 3-pole, double pole, double throw switch. And it's from 1982. It's a Boss pedal, but it's from a trade fair. And it says, it's not the NAM one. It says something like, maybe, I don't know if it's a Japanese or a German or some European. I don't know if it's European or Japanese, but it's a trade fair Boss pedal. It was like $300 or $400, but all it does is push, passes your signal through, but it has the, like 1982, whatever trade fair on it.
Oh, we discussed it last night. I don't know if it was on air or not, but we figured, you wouldn't deny it.
Oh, the, how shall you say, time domain based effect talk?
No, more
long penis that was on the air.
I think it was just the long penis dude reference.
Oh, the long penis dude was on the air too. Yeah, I definitely want that pedal.
What's up, Hip Metal Works? Yeah, so Terry mentioned Casinorama, which is that's in his neck of the woods. It's about an hour and a half north of Toronto.
Okay.
They get a lot of live shows. They got a nice room. I don't know what size the room is, like 800, 1200, maybe. Oh, wow. I don't know, but they get like a ZZ Top plays there like every year.
Wow.
Yeah, like they get Billy Idol always plays
This
there.
isn't a
Like they
club,
get a
it's
lot of good
more like a
veteran
theater
rock acts.
size, you're saying.
Yeah, like I don't know the size of the room, and I'd be
Like
curious.
800 to 1500 range, like theater size, I think of, you know.
Right, same as I don't know what the size. No, I'm pretty sure they did in the original build because they were building the casino when I was working at the nearby casino in Windsor, right across the river from Detroit. They put a Caesars casino. Is that the one
Caesars
in Vegas?
is a big one, yeah.
Well, they did a
Huge
Caesars
one, yeah.
and I don't know if it's still branded as that, but they did a room, and they were supposed to start doing concerts there as become Windsor's concert venue. There we go, 5,000 seats. He saw what I was getting to. See, Milt knows that Milt's worked there since the place was built. You see, Tom, I moved to Windsor in 1995, lived with Milt to go work at the casino because it was a great paying job.
Yeah, for sure.
So in Milt, he started in the kitchen there, and I think he's pretty much running. I think he might be running the kitchens now at that casino.
Yeah,
or maybe I don't know. Maybe they have multiple restaurants in there. He's running one of the restaurants. I don't know how it works. I've never actually been in the place because I worked on a riverboat casino because there was a temporary casino that was getting too crowded, so they brought a riverboat casino up from New Orleans.
As they do. Paddle boat, or I said as they do. Was it a paddle wheel one or?
Oh yeah. Which they took from New Orleans when.
Oh yeah.
They built a nose on it because first of all, you can't take a paddle boat out on the ocean.
Oh, that's true.
There's too much wake.
I thought they dry docked it and shipped it up.
No, they drove her all the way up the Atlantic, came down the St. Lawrence, through Lake Ontario, through Lake Erie, up the Detroit River.
So they had to put a nose on her to take her up and around.
Exactly. And then take the nose off. Then, they moored it to the side of the Detroit River, which has a current of 25 to 30 miles an hour. Fun on a windy day, Tom. Fun. They were handing out seasick pills at the employee entrance to everybody. Except I'm like, I'm good. They're like, really? I'm like, I'm good. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah. I grew up sailing.
Yeah.
Where you have
allergies I have, I'm so glad. I don't get seasick. That's one thing. Lawrence, I definitely will. Definitely let me know as soon as you have that available, because I almost went and bought. Someone was selling another one of the 68 minis. I think they must have bought it, I don't know, 10 years ago from Lawrence directly on Reverb, and I was like, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off.
Milt's still there. He's not management by choice, and I think I know what he means by that. Tom, you want to know why?
I get that. Yeah.
He's been there 27 plus years.
He'll lose money becoming management, probably.
Well, the simple reason that, for those who don't know, the casino is like branded as Caesars Windsor, but the casinos are only partially owned by the actual casino companies. They're also partially owned by the government. Okay, that's how, because the socialist side of Canada, we partially government owned, which is great cash revenue for the province, whatever, right?
Sure, yeah.
So as such, when they decided to start bringing casinos in the early 90s, that's a lot of employees.
Yeah.
Labor unions were still strong, because we still have factories in the early 90s in North America. Yeah,
all those ones in upstate New York and Canada went away.
So the CAW, aka the Canadian Auto Workers Union, became the union there, which is possibly one of the strongest unions in Canada. That's like the Teamsters taking over.
Yeah, well, auto unions in the U.S.
Or the UAW in the U.S.
Yeah, like up in Detroit.
Exactly. So,
oh, man, you don't mess with them.
Well, and that's the thing. And Windsor is a big auto town because it's right across from Detroit. The Chrysler has a plant there. Ford has a plant there. Tons of stuff. So they took over. So you think it's like working in an auto plant for 27 years. Even Joe Blow on the line after 27 years is going to be making decent coin. And I'm guessing, Milt's not washing dishes.
Yeah.
So, you get your base pay plus, I assume. Unless they broke the union.
When I was growing up, there was a Harley Davidson plant there, and there was the old timers that had been working there that were making $45-50 an hour, like $100,000 a year before they did overtime. There was a guy with overtime making like $160,000-170,000 a year, and this was back in the 90s, 170 US a year, and he was just running a line, but he had been there for like years and years and years, And then they had a contract dispute, and they moved him. they shipped the they finally got pissed off enough that Harley Davidson was like, we're not paying you guys this much, and they
So we got a few new things in here. For those who didn't watch last night, catch the replay just for the amount of pedals that Lawrence dropped in the chat last night that are coming out this year, because he mentioned it, I don't know, like half a dozen. And then we have here, Cushman is asking, anyone know of a good tube amp tech in the New York City or Jersey area? Hit him up, please. Fret Level Midnight was asking Lawrence, do you make a blues breaker type pedal? And he says, I do. I have a working prototype, just working on a release window. Nice. Jonathan Simmons asked, Ben, have you tried out a 2020 Epi Firebird? I have not. Personally, I can't stand Firebirds. Not for looks or anything. I can't play them. The way they're set up, I actually strum behind the bridge. They're not comfortable for me ergonomically. So you may see a demo on one on the channel. I might play one just for a demo.
Nice.
If I get my hands on one. Of course, Fret Level Midnight says, I can't wait. Then Lawrence says to you, there's that Mini 68 that's on Reverb. It's one of the original push-button models, laser-etched enclosure. There you go.
Oh, I like that.
You know, you're not broken up. You need that Mini 68, apparently.
See, that's the thing is that, you know, I just am tempted to do it, but it would just be overkill and something I don't
Looks like
need.
someone snagged it up. There's an LPD buffer up there, though.
Yeah, it's in Japan, though. I've already looked at that. I just don't want to wait for something from Japan.
There we go. And the follow-up to previous statement, Milt says, same local union as the Chrysler factory.
Okay, so whoever was asking about Philly, New York, New Jersey area, and Tom's River, New Jersey, there's a guy named Billy Penn. If you go to 300guitars.com, Billy Penn, he's had a bunch of write-ups, but he does guitar and amp repair as far as I know. Let me double check. Yeah, he's a Mercury Magnetics, Mojo, Eminence Supply. Do all the tech work myself. Deal directly with him, one-man shop. But I'm pretty sure. Let me just check here. So it depends. I know for amps, he does refretting, setups, fret dress. He'll do all, you know, cut bone nuts, saddles, do full guitar work, electronics, everything. But for amps,
did you say Billy Penn?
Billy Penn, yeah. He's for amps.
Because we've got a second here. Dan in New Jersey says Billy Penn's worked on numerous of my guitars.
Yeah, I think people in the, you know, a lot of people in the area know him.
What's up, my face?
Yep.
Last time was blessed the Lord and these gifts which you're about to receive from my branch. Crossman.
Better?
Better.
Can you give me a drink? Thanks. Love you, buddy. Sorry. But yeah, so anyway, and it said he does basic maintenance, bias adjustments, repairs, restorations, modifications. I think he pretty much does everything. Yeah, it's over on Executive Drive. Exactly. He knows where it is.
It's up Grumpy
I've never been there. I've been by there, but I've heard a lot of good things about him. Thank you. So I guess you could ask Dan in New Jersey. He knows directly. I have a guy that works on my guitars and amps if it's something out, you know, outside of my skill level in this area, but he's closer. He's west of, he's like 15 minutes west of Philly. So
nice.
I would actually buy your Beano
people pedal. Watching?
Who is a Beano pedal? Do you have a Beano pedal, Ben?
I don't know.
Or he's saying if Lawrence made a Beano pedal, he'd buy one.
I don't know if I don't know. I may have at one time. I don't recall, but
drink.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Milk.
Yep. Sorry.
See, that's the problem. I've owned and played a lot of freaking gear the last few years, and my memory's a sieve. So
you know what?
But it doesn't ring a bell. So
my goal for this year is to go down to. Now I know this sounds ridiculous for most people, but 2 to 3 amps total, and I want to go down to 5 or 6 guitars total. That's it. I'm sure I'll still have a ton of pedals, but that's my goal. Because I think if I have less stuff, I'll play more.
It's not going to happen because
I know, but I'm trying.
Yeah, there's no way 5 guitars because you got 5 guitars alone that are projects / refins that you don't want to take back.
I'm thinking about selling my old Strat.
We'll see
that. It's not that I don't like anything I have. It's just that there's probably 70% of my stuff I don't use. It just sits here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like there's a guitar in here.
For off camera.
I won't mention, but there's 2 guitars in there I have not pulled out for 11 months, like almost a year. And if I haven't played them in a year, it's like
Yeah, I'm looking
It
at.
just seems like a waste. It just seems like they could be used by someone else.
Yeah, I'm looking at like my bass. I never play my bass.
Yeah. Now, if it's
But
something
it's
that's
there.
not replaceable, like I have an amp in there. I bought it from. It's called a Doug Hoffman amp. He used to make amps for like Warren Haynes, Allman Brothers, all these big time. But he only made 30 amps in this series in his whole life. They were all hand wired, kind of like the old matchless amps. It's literally a military circuit board where one resistor connects to another resistor in like there's not even a PCB board. It is true
Right.
point-to-point wired.
Point, yeah.
There's not a difference in sound, and I'm not going to lie and say there is, but it's quieter than any. Like when you talk about those, like what are they, like the like not the Dumbles, but what are the ones that are clones of Dumbles? Like the one RJ has, that Amplified Nation. The reason those are like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 is not because it sounds that much better than an $800 amp. It's because you could drop that shit from 4 feet and it's still not going to break, and it's so quiet. I can put this thing on 10 and it's like, it sounds like I'm breathing barely, and the only thing you're hearing is the hiss of the speaker, not the actual amp. So even though I only paid $300 for that, someone offered me $3,000 for it. I'll never sell that amp. There's only 30 of them ever made, and I own one of 30. I found one that someone was selling one time at a guitar show, and it was $1,500, but I've never seen them since for under $2,000. I'm like, I'm just never going to sell it.
DC Rich 581. If not, sorry. Hello, sir.
But if it's something I can replace,
yeah.
Oh,
that's the thing. Like, I've got a bunch of guitars, but like, I got an offer on a guitar today, but it's like no rush type thing, and it's there. It's like actually for that Refin Epiphone I have.
Yeah.
The guy was interested, and he goes, "I dig it." I'm like, "You can have it." Yeah. I don't play it.
I mean, the one guitar I'm seriously thinking about selling is my Nags, because as much as it's probably the best playing Les Paul style guitar I've ever played in my life, save a real 57 Les Paul my buddy used to have in high school. But I mean, it just rings like a bell. It's just fucking phenomenal. But I'll be honest, 80% of the time I play 2 guitars. I play my Sir, and I play the Music Man Axis now. I don't even get my.
Yeah, I play my Music Man a lot.
I have 2 Les Pauls. I have that Nags. I've got 4 other guitars. I never even pull them out. And it's like, who knows? We'll see.
I was gonna say, Milt.
I mean, then again, I could dump a couple things I don't use and have enough money to go buy like a $4,000 or $5,000 guitar if I wanted. You know what I mean? Not that I would, but it's just that much money tied up in stuff I don't use, and it seems silly, at this point, especially since it seems like for the foreseeable future, we won't even be going out and doing much jamming anywhere. I mean, it's like that even dried up. It's like people have kids.
And I have had an offer or 2 on this, but
I love that, man. I just love that white with the black, with the double blacks. You know how when you have like a sunburn
in the chrome knobs, yet it's gold hardware.
Well, I love that. I love it. It's kind of like the redheaded stepchild, or it's like the bad kid in the family. It's like the kid that gets in trouble, but all his friends love him, and the parents are like, "Oh my God, it's silver, doesn't even match his gold hardware, and he's got black uncovered double black humbuckers. God forbid!" And his
only one of which is even branded.
Yeah, and his buddies are all like, "Yeah, but he rocks."
It's an unbranded Duncan 59 in the neck.
There you go. But
when I installed it 2 or 3 years ago, I think I just used masking tape instead, because I couldn't find my electrical tape to cover the wires. Still haven't gone back in to replace it.
Look at any guitar player's #1 guitar. Look at like Eddie Van Halen's. Look at Steve Vai's. Even though his are really nice, the main like Evo he uses has like fucking gaffer's tape all over the pickup, so his string doesn't get stuck in it, and he's got like shit carved in near the tremolo. It says Evo carved in there. Keep those guitars out and you will play them more. Well, Randy, that's the problem. I have such acidic sweat that once I play my guitar once and then put it down on the rack, if I leave it out, the oxygen oxidizes the strings in like 2 days. And I'm too lazy and forgetful to wipe it down every time. So if I don't keep them in the case, the strings go dead in like 3 days. Otherwise, I would. I bought like 4 of those. What are the ones that are supposed to be really nice? They lock your neck in so it doesn't fall out when you hang it on the wall. Like if you lift it up, you can pull it right out, but then you put it in and you drop it down and the clamps lift up. What are they called?
Yeah, the little locking hook. Hercules
Yeah.
makes them?
Oh, what the hell is it called? They sell them on the Jungle website all the time. Sweetwater sells them too. Whatever that main brand is, it sells those kind of ones. I must have bought 3 or 4 of those when they were on sale, and I never even hung them up because I realized when I leave my guitars out, the couple I leave out, I only have 3 out now, are usually the ones I play all the time because I have to keep changing strings on them. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like the ones I play the most are usually out on the stands. The ones I don't play sit on the racks.
Yeah. Now, do your strings go off when they're sitting on the racks? If I put new strings on and don't touch it, they'll sit there for 6 months and be fine. If I play it for 5 minutes, put it on the rack and sit out for a week, usually at least wherever my palm hits, like the E, A, and D, the E and A will be dead. You know when a string's dead, it's just that hollow ball. They'll be dead, and the D might even be dead. And that's just literally from my sweat. It does something to the strings.
Well, it's funny, too, because apparently I like deader strings on tellies.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah, for some reason I like deader strings on telly. Like we did the restring video there on the 67.
Yeah.
It's sounding too bright right now, Tom. I just had to put it aside for a while. I was like, ew.
But I mean to the point where you get a dead string and it sounds like where you go from a drum with a snare on it to turn the snare off. It's like that thud where you can't even, like if you play a note on a tuner and it's the string's that dead, it starts going like that on the tuner. You know, that's how dead they'll get. So it's, you know.
Dead strings give you that brown sound.
Can Rory Gallagher Stratton Days? Yeah, well, I can show you the other one that I have put away, but Ben, you've seen the back of my LSL Strat, the like seafoam green one. You know, once it's because I used to play it shirtless all the time, and my little Buddha belly here would get sweaty, and it would just sweat all over the back of it. It took in like 3 years, I guess it was. It just took all the paint pretty much off the back. You know, now it was thin nitro, but still shouldn't have come off that quick.
Yeah, Jonathan was asking what the number 1 was. Well, that's the thing. When you got a few, you have that 2 or 3 that you gravitate towards. Depends on the mood you're in.
And I think it's kind of like for you, like the tellies, you know, like those are going to be buried crossing across your chest when you're buried, right?
I still go to that Mexican telly. That, you know, even though I got the vintage ones.
Oh, but dude, it's great.
Yeah.
It sounds great. I mean, when they sound great.
The only thing is I might swap out the saddles again because, you know, they do poke up through. And I'm like, I could shim the neck to fix that problem, but I don't like why take the neck off a guitar if you don't have to. Yeah. You know, because every time you take it off, you know, you're breaking that seal. Those screws have been in place for years. If you don't have to, don't break that seal as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. But I mean, like you said, the cheaper one, like my all-time favorite Strat is a Schecter Strat, which, I mean, I guess it originally would have been kind of expensive. It was a Dallas, Texas, original 80s Schecter custom shop, you know, handmade in there. And they actually, the necks on them, you can tell because they say Schecter, but it says made in Canada because they requested to have the Hard Rock maple shipped from Canada to the factory. This is all apparently, but from what the story goes, in Texas because they wanted a real deal, like hard maple. And that neck and body, which I have to put back together, I played for like 15 years, needs a complete refret, new nut and everything. But I paid $300 for that guitar, like used from a guitar shop in Pittsburgh in 99, I think it was. And that's probably my favorite guitar of all time. And I spent $300 on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But to answer your question, as far as the strings lasting, here a lot better than the last house.
Okay.
And I was literally just saying, I'm like, God damn, these strings are like new on here. And then I thought, when did I put the restring video out on this? 2 months ago?
It was a while. Yeah.
Like it's been a while since I've restrung the thing, and these strings, like.
Now, what did
They're not-
you have 9s on that or 10s or?
I put 10s on it this time, and it really likes 10s. It really brought it to life. I was like, damn, it's like a new
That's why
guitar.
I thought you had said to me last week sometime about how you said that, you were talking about that last night with Mr. Aaron from Albus Band, that you can tell like a guitar likes a certain set of strings. And I have to agree with both of you that 100%, like, like, oh, she likes 10s, or like, oh, she only wants, like the Music Man.
Yeah, the Music Man. I put 9s on it and went, no.
See, mine, she wants 9s. That's weird, but yours, I don't know if it's that.
But it could be playing style too, and just the way we play.
It could be the Tunematic Bridge. It could be your playing style. It could just be that piece of wood wants 10s. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I had.
Well, it's interesting. This with 10s on it feels like very similar to the Gretsch that still has 11s on it.
See, isn't that weird?
Yeah, which doesn't make sense because that's 11s in a Fender scale at that.
I'll tell you what, talk about ease of playing where like even the distance when you have like 23 and 3/4 scale, like Gibson scale, and just cutting it like exactly right within that like millimeter or less. I don't know if they're cutting it slightly. I guess they're cutting it slightly shorter maybe than 24 3/4. And I didn't measure, maybe it's exactly 24 3/4, but on my nags, something about the way the relief is on it, the action's low, but it's not like shredder low where you can't get under the strings. It's low enough though, but there's no high spots. To me, it's not even the sound that it sounds good unplugged. It's the fact that someone must have spent like a day doing the finishing, like the fretwork on that. Like, apparently they don't pluck them, they finish them by hand, but every single note is even on the neck. You know what I mean? It's not that it sounds any better than my $600 Les Paul Studio. It's that everywhere on the neck is perfectly intonated. I think that's what you're paying for. You know what I mean? And some things. And like I said, one of my favorite guitars is a $300 guitar. Sometimes you get a $300 guitar that person was perfectly caffeinated that day in the factory, and they were feeling good and they were proud about their work, and they just did a real fucking good job on that $300 guitar, and you got an amazing guitar. And then other days, that was guitar, and the guy was hungover.
If you see a lot of old photos of me on social media, I'm playing what appears to be a Cherry Burst Les Paul with a funky inlay.
Yep.
It was a J Tercer.
There you go.
And that was, if you look, there was tape over the headstock, and it was funny because the guy I got it from, he goes, "I thought you liked that guitar. Like, what? Why do you tape over the headstock?" I'm like, "Because I'd go up to you, Tom, at a gig. Our bands are playing together. I'm like, try this." And it had a slightly thinner body, but not as thin as the Ibanez's and stuff. Just very slight thinner, right? And you just play a beautiful small neck on it, like real small, narrow as well as thin, quite small neck. And they play like, goddamn, and especially the neck pickup just sounded phenomenal. Yeah. And they're like, damn, this thing sounds great. Like, what is this? I'm like, J Tercer. Like, no shit. Like, yeah.
I had an experience like that. I walked in this music store. It was one of the old Sam Ashes in New Jersey. Like, had to be like 92, 93. So this guy's playing what I thought was like a real 58, 59, 60 burst. Sounds amazing. And he's just sitting there just wailing away on it. Great top. He turns the corner and it's a Tokai Love Rocks. The ripoff, the ones they got sued for because they were so high quality and so close to like old burst. That's what they were trying to copy, but they were made in the 80s. And he goes, "Oh, that's my Tokai." And I went, and I was like a teenager at the time, and I just remember it blowing my mind. Like, he goes, "Yeah, man, it doesn't." And back in the, in 92, you could get like an 85 or an 86 Tokai Love Rocks for like $500, $600. Now they're like, people want to sell them for a couple grand, like you could get one cheap. And he goes, "That's my Tokai, man." I'm like, also, he was a really good player. That helped,
Cheers, Johnny. Have a good one. Yeah, we're getting close to wrapping things up here. Any last minute questions out there, folks? We'll see what you got, and then we'll wrap things up for another eve. And then got a demo coming out Wednesday, what I would call a modern day classic.
Nice.
So we'll just tease it with that. That's all I'm saying. Well, you'll know when it's released and you see the thumbnail. Tomorrow night, doing the NAS Canucks with Cousin Doug. Wednesday night, Nez says. Everyone check out Nez says. Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern.
What time's the NAS Canucks going to be tomorrow?
8 p.m.
Okay.
8
Then
p.m.
we haven't changed for a while.
I'm live 4 nights in a row. Tom, I don't know what I'm
Hard
doing
to keep
now.
straight, I
It's
know.
like 4 nights in a row. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. 8 p.m.
Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Yeah, busy schedule.
Oh, Paul Ewing sneak in here.
How's it going, Paul?
Good to see Paul in here. Jonathan Simmons was asking. I haven't seen leaks of the new Squire stuff there. What was it? The Squire something or others? Yeah, I'm sure that's what they called the something or others. Oh, the Infinity line. No, I haven't seen photos previously.
No, you haven't.
No. I can't talk about that.
Because if you had, you would say yes, but you haven't.
Exactly.
Oh, before we go here real quick, what Lawrence was saying, good information if anyone doesn't know. Cushman NYC was asking about 2 years ago, tubes and biased, and he was answering back saying, how often do you play it? If it's 2 years with modern tubes at an hour or two every couple of days, that's about the limit. You should probably change them, which is good, I think, for people to know, because I think, and myself in the past too, it's like if you haven't dealt with a lot of tube amps, it takes a while to realize, and then you're like, why does this sound like crap? It'll still work, but she ain't gonna sound great, like.
Oh snap, we forgot to do like all the sponsors and shit.
Yeah, we got to get to that. Speaking of LPD,
speaking of
Lawrence,
LPD, FU Tone, Tesi Switch, affiliate links and coupon codes and everything down below, folks. All the above. So Lawrence, Tesi, FU Tone, Vibraprint, and then Reno Fin, and then of course Flipside Music, Ardens Music, and 10 Solo Music. Brad Miller, you're quite late. We're wrapping things up, but you get shout out.
Glad to see you. How you doing, Brad?
Speaking of which, the show is also brought to you by not only the channel members, which you can see they're a different color, so they don't need the shout outs because they're a different color. They're green, but not with envy.
Hey, Ben, and quick question before you finish that, because I see it says FU Tone, use what the pros use on screen. What were the two things you guys were mentioning last night and Adam Reaver mentioned the other day, that if you're going to like spend the money and go for either the, what is it, the titanium or naval brass or any of that, what did he say were the two most important things?
Oh, hands down, first thing is brass block. Bigger block. Hands down, bigger block, because just different mass right there.
Sure.
And it makes the biggest difference too. In many ways, I'd say. Also, let me think. Second most likely thing I would buy from Adam, the D-Tuna.
Oh, there you go.
If your guitar didn't already come with one. Now, if it already came with one.
I need to get one. My Axis doesn't have one, and I've had it here for what, I don't know, 6 months or more now, and maybe almost a year I've had it, and I need to get one. But what color did I put on? Let's see. It's the silver Godo tremolo with the purple thing. Do I get the... They don't make a purple D-Tuna, do they? I know they do.
I don't think they make
gold, black, silver, and they just started doing red and blue, right? Maybe I'll get a blue one.
Nice. There's Jay,
co-host
of Metal Wednesdays with Boner Jams. Boner Jams.
Gizmachi. Mr. Gizmachi.
Yes, Gizmachi. Okay. And Brad even put a FU Tone block in his Strat. I was thinking about doing that. I want to thank the patrons for the Monday night show. You can become patron there. It's early in the month, folks. As little as $1 a month. I want to thank Randy Crooks, Bent Tom, JP Page 2, Fruitcake Tony, Grumpy Mike Guitar, John ZD351, Craig Tomlinson, Blackjack Guitar, I got to scratch out the NT, Todd Flowers, Jose Benito Martinez Jr., Unfucking Believable, Knucklehead Zero, Brad Miller, Charles 75N, Absolute Mayhem, Joe C, Mickey Settlemeyer, Keith H, Charles Green, and good old Johnny, who had to leave earlier.
Sounds good.
Thank you, folks, one and all. Appreciate it very much with all the kind words and support. And
you had
we've got
Jay.
You know what? I might do a pedal on modulation this week to mix things. Well, I have done that recently, but I'll do another one. I think there's a flanger around here I haven't checked out, or possibly a chorus. So I, probably one of those ones from the Jungle website, which, like Lawrence, I haven't got around, or Paul Ewing, I haven't got around to the correction he made. Friday's video, apparently, I don't think the Safu is one of those Jungle website pedals, apparently. Canadian builder, perhaps. So, yes, definitely send him my info, Paul, or do what we were going to do. And yes, we'll take care of that, because let's get another Canadian pedal builder on here and, let people know what's up with him, because I thought he was on the Jungle website, but maybe he isn't.
Amazing. The amount of builders out there now is like the way craft beers were 10 years ago, like just starting to explode. Like, I went down this rabbit hole last night on it wasn't the Jungle website, it was the site for like sound reflections. Sometimes you get them in a pedal and they're really expensive, but they sound good. They reflect the sound around. It was that website. And I went down this rabbit hole of like Italian and South American builders and Russian builders and Slovenian builders. And there's so much out there that you just, and like dudes in like on Mallorca building pedals, but they like don't have much exposure because they're like in a small town in Slovenia. And I found this one dude and I'm like, all right, I want to try that out, but what if I never even received the pedal? You know what I mean? But it could be like Sabadias, where, it's like I would never think to look in Argentina for a pedal, but, if they can get them here, like Penn Solo, and get those hard to find little companies you haven't heard of.
That's right. The mom and pops rule for that kind of stuff.
I know.
Because that's a lot of things. Like, you'll hear, like, someone could ask, like, Lawrence, like, why can't I get your stuff at Sweetwater? He's like, because I can't fulfill Sweetwater orders.
They have minimums, don't they?
Yeah, well, like guitar. Why can't I walk in a Guitar Center? Well, for me to put one pedal in every Guitar Center, how many pedals does Lawrence have to build?
Yeah, like 5,000.
Just have one per store.
Whatever. Yeah.
Dang. Thanks, Johnny.
There you go.
I thought Johnny had left. He said, cheers. That's all good.
That
Dracula pedals.
Point too.
Or
I've heard of them. I've never checked them out. I'll have to, though, Brad, for sure. How about some Greasy Weasel acoustic version?
Nope.
Man, that thing is loud as hell, even acoustically. It sounds great.
I knew I'd go until I screwed it up. Didn't I use that in a demo recently? Seems like I did that in a demo recently.
I don't know.
Maybe I did it on this, sir.
I'm hearing that Greasy Weasel tone in my head, like the combination of those specific combination of pedals. Like, I love that,
You too can get that tone. All you need is an LPD 87. Christ. Wow, how did I flake on that one?
Because you use it all the time, so it's kind of like saying water or salt. Like,
it is.
You forget like that's your baseline, right?
Yeah. I just can't wait till I get the Lawrence chorus.
I know. The Loris.
The Loris. Yes, I need the Loris. Chorus.
The Chorus or the Loris? It's the Law Chorus. The Law.
And just if Lawrence is still in here, I'm not going to lie. When he texted me and said he sent that faceplate in the mail, I thought, I hope it comes with a chorus pedal. I really do. I really hope it comes with a chorus pedal.
What you should have been a real pain and said, is there any way to get a reverse one where it says Hayseed on one side and Luster on the other? Although if you get one, either if it's Hayseed or Luster, you just flip it over so it looks like it's blank when you want to do the gig,
Exactly.
Charles 75N, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Charles. Appreciate it, my friend.
And my voice goes again.
Well, I was going to say, any parting words, sir? We've done some overtime here. We even got a little greasy.
Yeah, now I got a little more tape.
I can't wait till I have some higher bandwidth so I can actually go live again and just play guitar and it's not all blurry as shit. Well, that's what I figured. If you're late, 1 week, if you're running late, like I'm like, all right, I'll just turn on the amps for a few minutes until you show up.
Nice.
Benson answer. Awesome.
Terry, I'm 100% interested. My bank account, though, is 0 interest.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how pricey they were. Like, I know they were nice, but man, they're in that like next tier pricing.
Let's see, Lawrence is still here, so he
Awesome.
he could have said something. So, yeah, the added resonance, that's only because they're top wrap strings, obviously. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gotta be. I don't know. Making stuff up at this point. Save 10% on fret rockers. Mention Canucks with Guitars. Email me at ptmguitars@gmail.com. You know, Brad, maybe we need to schedule you for another Sunday night hang to fully plug this operation and whatnot. What do you think, brother?
That sounds
Just
good.
saying. Hit me up. Speaking of which, remember this coming Sunday, we've got Michael B coming on the channel, or I should say returning. Michael B's been on the channel a few times in the past, but I know we have a lot of new subscribers here, over the last while. Like it's been a minute since Michael B and I have done a hang, like put it that way.
For sure.
Like, probably a couple of years. So we're due. We're due. So that's going to be a lot of fun. This coming Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sunday. And of course, this week, Nas Canucks tomorrow night. Nez says Wednesday night. Demos out Wednesdays and Fridays. Unboxing this week? No. I'm not expecting anything. So if it is, it's going to be a surprise unboxing.
Nice.
So we are.
I'm still waiting for another DIY paint job video. That was my favorite.
Well, spring has sprung. And if I'm going to do it, I got to do it this week because apparently starting Thursday, we got a week of rain.
Yeah. I have to do my
Memorial. Yeah, that's exactly, sis.
Sunday.
Because we would get all those ads from Rochester. So, yeah, it'd be the Rochester War Memorial.
It was always for, mine was always at the Philly Spectrum, and it was for the, it was Bigfoot, Gravedigger, and all the monster trucks.
Yeah, it'd be either the Spectrum or at the convention hall, like across the street.
Yep. You got it.
See, I know these things. There we go, folks. So
DC would be RFK.
Oh, Milt's got rain right now. Well, okay. Fine. So again, thanks again, everybody that tuned in tonight. If you're new, again, please like and subscribe. Shout out to my mod squads. Thank you very much, folks. Channel members, patrons, those who donated. Awesome. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thanks, Tom, as always, my brother from another mother.
Thank you.
And damn. See, lost train of thought. Should have just hit the outro, Ben. Where's the outro? There's the outro. That's the outro.